Yo, what's good everyone? My name is Ryan David Harston and I'm the Artistic Director of URBANconceptz Theatre. So yeah, Stolen, it's a project that I've been working on for almost 2 years now. And we've had a glorious time in the studio. We've been in the studio twice before, working on the ideas and concepts behind the show, working on what the world is, what the aesthetic of the world is, working with different artists to figure out what the theming and the choreography and the style of performer we need to create this world and this aesthetic. And then we brought here, creating Stolen, which was initially an R&D, research and development process that we really put a lot of time, a lot of effort into. We didn't want to just share, just a few basic ideas. We sort of, with the research and development process, we went really into the nitty and the gritty between, it looked like a show, it looked like a professional show, and that's what I love, because I learned a lot about it. When I'm creating work and I'm sort of imagining a show, I see it as a finished product, and I like to sort of tweak with those ideas and tweak with the aesthetics. And I'm a very visual artist. I'm a very sort of artistic minded person, so I like to see the end results, or as close to the end results as possible. I like to play with that and see where I can push it. And I think the benefit of working in that way, for me personally, what I find is it just makes me explore the absolute limitations of what these visual ideas can become. I've worked with an amazing prop maker and stage designer, Sebastian Gonzales, who is just, incredible at lifting the ideas out of my head and making them, bringing them to life on stage. The relationship that I have with Sebastian is really special. We met, we were performing in a show together, and we've just got on, and we've had a friendship now over 10 years, and he just gets me. So I'm very good at explaining the ideas that I want. I'm very particular about the ideas that I want, and I work with him to bring these works to life. I can sketch and draw, so we're on the same page with things when it comes to creating these magical props. So a lot of people want to know what Stolen is, and to be honest, 100% I don't know, and I don't think I want to know what Stolen is 100%. I have a very strong idea about the world and the aesthetic and the journey of the characters, especially the Architect of Dreams, which I'm lucky enough to play. But I don't want to pin down absolutely everything with this show. I want to keep it open. I want to keep, people's imaginations flowing, and I want people to attach their own stories and own ideas to what they see on stage. The reasoning behind Stolen was because I wanted to make a show that was just pure scratching my imagination. It was pure joy and pure play. I didn't want to make a show that was ticking a box or, steering towards a certain agenda or a certain theme. I wanted it to be really open and malleable. I wanted to get back to something that I think is really lost in a lot of artistic practice, and that's creating the art that you want to make that feels right. Not creating art so it can tick a box because you're dealing with this, buzzword or that buzzword, or that hot topic. I didn't want to make Stolen about that. I wanted to make Stolen about imagination and dreams and play and just being, beautifully aesthetic. And then, we can see where that journey goes. So I'm really looking forward to finalizing and finishing Stolen. We've got some really strong and great ideas to move this piece forward. But you guys have got a little sneak peek behind the scenes. You've got a little sneak peek about the film that we created, and I hope you enjoy. So I really like to be hands-on with my artists. I really like to push their boundaries, and I really like to push their performance levels and what they think performance is. And you can see it when you look at the footage, when I've been scrolling through the footage, because I edited the film, so you can see when people switch off and how it kills the performance, right? So I really work with my artists to get their physicality up to point, you know, get their attention and focus really up to point, because when you're a character on stage and you think that eyes are not on you and you sort of take your foot off the gas, you can see that it sticks out a mile. So I'm always wanting my artists to be 100% on it, 100% in the scene, 100% in that character, and they embody that, and they're always moving, they're always doing something. And I think that is what makes a performance and the performer really special. So that's something that we build into the development of the warm-ups and the sessions in the morning. We spend an hour or two just conditioning and working on focus and strength and posture and everything else that's going to lift their performance. And they might not know it and they might not feel it at the time, but it's totally going to benefit them in the long run. And I love to be, you know, one-on-one when I can, and talk to artists and talk with my team to just upskill them and see like the holes and the flaws of where they can work on, what they need to do to, you know, strengthen this area or strengthen that area. One thing that I've noticed is that we really need to be aware, and we really need to be conscious about our bodies. Alignment, performance, you know, physicality, all that thing is really important for longevity in this game, because I've seen so many people push themselves through pain, push themselves through stressful situations, etc., etc. You know, that whole saying, Dr. Theatre will fix everything, you know, it's all right on the night, you've just got to push through and you've got to get it. I always want to prepare my artists to be the strongest they can ever be, so when they step on stage, so they minimize risk of any injury, any accident, they're really aware of each other, they're really aware of the space, and we work all that into our morning sessions. Me as an artistic director, I do not like to just sit behind a desk and just chant orders and dictate. I like to be on the floor, I like to be working through ideas, I like to be shifting through momentums of the day, and, you know, reading the energy of the performers and seeing what needs uplifting, what needs this, what needs attention. Like, I'm super observant in the room, like really observant, like an owl, just sort of seeing everything, 360 vision, and just trying to analyze and process absolutely every element of what's happening, if that's the props or the lighting or the music or the performers themselves or the choreography or the staging, like the list goes on, and it doesn't stop. So we've been working at an incredible pace to push everything through with this film. From rehearsing the choreography to coming up with new ideas. Some of the ideas that didn't actually make it into the final film, but they're there in the bank to take forward when we finally make this into a touring full-scale theatre piece. So working on this film, working with the artists, working with Sean, working with Looking Forward Films, having the photographers involved, having the behind the scenes videographers involved, like everything has been such a beautiful journey and fusion of minds and ideas, and it's just been so respectful, and it's been so pleasurable to be a part of this team. And I know a lot of the time, like, the focus is on me as the artistic director, but I can't do any of what I do without the other people involved. I can't make a show just me and have the same aesthetic and the same energy that I can create when I've got 4 performers at the side of me. So, like, everyone is so integral to the creation process. Everyone is so integral to creating a good performance. Everyone's integral to bouncing off each other's energy and pouring their, you know, effort and expertise and technicalities and performance into what they do. Like, everyone is so special. So the ideas and themes that we're particularly focusing on this film are the attachments and addictions and obsessions that we have with social media and screens. We digest so much content now through screens, a little bit like you're doing right now. But the message is that we need to take a break. We need to step away from our screens, from our phones, from social media, and stop comparing ourselves to what we see online, because we have to remember, and I think we all know this deep down, that those snapshots that we see of other people's lives are the best part of their lives. 99% of the time they're sharing their highs, they're sharing their successes, and we're seeing this and we're digesting this, and we start to compare, well, my life isn't as good as their life, or blah blah blah, and that really impacts people's mental health. And it impacts people's mental health so much that suicide rates are rising, and suicide rates attached to social media are rising, especially in young people. I have a daughter myself. She wants to go on these games online, she wants to watch YouTube and etc, and it's finding that balance of allowing them to do so, and then taking that away and stepping them into reality, and being that guiding soul, that guiding person that steers the ship. Be like, you've spent too much time on this and we need to step back into reality. So that's the idea behind the Architect of Dreams, and how we can step into reality, and it can influence the mind. And it's not about that. It looks on the film that is like just snatching people out off the street, but that's sort of an abstract representation of just his ability to influence the mind, step inside your brain, give you a thought, give you a sort of like Inception, and bury an idea that maybe you should just put your phone down and go out and meet friends and family face to face, and leave your phone like in the car, or just leave it at home, and just enjoy reality with no distractions, no being plugged into the system. So that's the real message that I wanted to try and get across in this film, because we're spending so much time and that time's increasing on social media, on a screen, like looking at other people doing things, and the worst part of that is that we're now comparing our lives to the doctored lives that we're seeing online, and we're not feeling great about ourselves. We're not feeling good about our own achievements, our own successes, our own lives, our own pitfalls, our own flaws. Like, we are human, and we are beautiful, and we are individual, and there's no one like you. There's no one who can be you quite like you. That's a line lifted from the show. So yeah, that's the message behind Stolen. I hope you enjoyed the film. I had an absolute ball creating this film. It's been an absolutely epic journey. I want to say a massive thank you to Remedy Incorporated, to YouTube, to Google, to all the partnerships, to Cast Theatre for allowing us to host our rehearsals and performance and capture there at their venue, film around their venue. They've been very hospitable, allowing us to do so, and we're truly grateful for that. And I just want to say thank you to all the artists involved. So yeah, my name's Ryan David Harston. I'm the artistic director of URBANconceptz Theatre, and this has been a little chat, a little interview behind the scenes of how we created Stolen the film. Hope you enjoyed it, hope you check it out. I'll leave a link maybe somewhere in the description to the actual film if you've not checked it out already. But yeah, after you've watched it, stay off your screen, go see friends and family, call someone you love.